Howdy folks, High Value DMD. Don't just give me your subscription, but please let me earn it. Let me earn your like and let me earn your comment. One of the subscribers commented and asked, what is the meaning of life? Can you make a video about the meaning of life? And I'm going to try to tell you about how to find meaning and purpose in your life, especially now in today's age. It seems like everything is tougher, right? Inflation, the economy, everything is more expensive. Dating is more difficult. Trying to find a good quality spouse to date and then to marry, to have kids with is difficult. Finding a good job. Everything is different from how our parents were. My parents were part of the boomer generation. And they just had a drastically different life, right? Like I looked at my dad and I saw his motivation was strictly for his family, right? To serve God and to take care of his family. That's my dad's purpose in life, and it's still his purpose. He still wants to look after us kids, even though we're all adults now. We can more or less take care of ourselves. We have families of our own. He wants to do the same thing with his grandchildren, make sure they're all taken care of. The section noise, by the way, is this little tarp. I'm trying to paint this dresser before we head out. And so that's my dad's purpose, and you got to look at your parents and your mentors around you and see what their purpose is, right? To help formulate your own worldview of and where you're going, right? Part of, what's the meaning of life? Part of it, I'm going to tell you, is a bit subjective because you can do with your life whatever you want to do. You can pick whatever career you want. You can study whatever you want. You can travel wherever you want to go. Okay? So those are some purposes. You can learn a musical instrument. You can take an interest in a sport. Those are some purposes. Well, but what is the meaning? Why are we here? This is a bit maybe a bit off subject for me a little bit on this channel, but in my opinion, and I think it's the objective truth, we are here to serve God. We are here to worship God. We are here to do His will, do His bidding, so to speak. Bidding, I don't really like that word. It sounds like a malevolent God, all right, controlling God. But we're here to serve God, man. And I would advise you to study up and find your faith. Read about Christianity. Read about Islam. Read about Mormonism. Read about all these religions and come to your own conclusion. And I think the correct answer is in Christianity. It's in biblical Christianity. I think that's where you're going to find the meaning of life, man. But I think I want you to do that. But also there's going to be the crowd. It's like, okay, man, I believe in God. I have a relationship with God. I believe all that. But also I need something to actually sink my teeth into, because God He doesn't talk to me every day, right? It's not like in the Bible stories where he's literally manifesting himself and talking to Moses or whatever. For whatever reason, God doesn't really do that with me, or He doesn't really do that much anymore. So hey, give me some purpose, right? Give me some purpose. I think it's what my dad's purpose is family, right? Try to date, find a good woman, marry her, have a family. That's purpose, man. That will get you in order. That will get you more organized. It'll get you chasing after the raises and the promotions at your job, because you got to provide for your wife. You got to provide for your family, And you're probably saying, well, High Value DMD, everything's fricked. The dating is fricked. If I can't find a woman, then what's my purpose? Okay, all right. Let me dig deep here. Let me try to find you some purpose. Well, I'm making this YouTube channel for a variety of reasons, but part of it is to pass on some type of knowledge and wisdom that I have picked up along the way to get to where I am right now. So I have purpose to get out here and make videos to try to encourage you, to try to give you a little bit of something to keep going. Maybe that could be you. Maybe you could try to mentor somebody younger than you, right? Like, that's a purpose. Maybe there's some Lord, like a health or fitness thing you want to accomplish, man. Maybe you want to run a 5K. Maybe you want to be able to swim a mile. You've never swam a mile. Maybe you want to be able to do that. Maybe you want to be able to bench press or squat a certain amount of weight. That's some purpose. That's something. You know, oftentimes our purpose is, honestly, it's tied to money. And it just seems like everything comes back to money. And I think I'm going to pivot my channel to talking more and more about money, because there's so many different aspects of life that comes from that. But I think sometimes we get too caught up with our purpose being literally only about money, trying to chase the money. And your purpose should have like things that are more than just the money, right? The money will get you to other things, but what I just listed isn't monetary. Their sense, it'll give you a sense of accomplishment. It will give you a sense of health. It will make your body stronger. It'll make your mind stronger. Maybe your purpose will be to travel to X amount of countries or go experience some things that people just haven't experienced before. And that's something. That is a purpose. That's a goal, man. Like, there's people that have dreamed forever to like climb Mount Everest or to go to Antarctica. That's a purpose. There's so like this is kind of like a small aspiration for me. It's not really like one right now. Maybe down the road, who knows? Maybe this will be like an opportunity I can do. So down in Antarctica, there's a base called McMurdo Station. And it's the largest United States research facility / base, if you can call it a base, right? Antarctica isn't owned by a single country, but there's a lot of different nations represented, and there's different bases, and McMurdo Station is like one of them. And so I researched one time about if there's a dentist at McMurdo Station, and there is. Like, there's a guy on YouTube, and he's a dentist, and he would go down there to McMurdo Station, and he'd be the dentist in Antarctica. And I think that's pretty cool, man. That's an accomplishment. That's something that people just haven't done. If you don't know me, I'm a dentist. And so I was thinking, wouldn't that be cool if I could go down there for a couple weeks and experience that? And maybe provide that care, get people out of pain or get people ready to winter over at McMurdo Station. This one guy, he stayed there like months at a time. No stinking way. No way am I wanting to like sit in a metal building for months while it's just raging in winter outside. But it's just like that sense of adventure, man. Like, I have that. My wife and I, we traveled last year out to England, and we did Sweden as well. And that's a purpose, man. And I love that. And I would love to one day like travel more. This whole Antarctica thing is sort of in that vein. I've dreamed maybe one day, like after my residency training in oral surgery, maybe taking a sabbatical and living in the UK for a little bit. I have some family ties to the United Kingdom, and I just think, wouldn't it be cool to maybe just take like a midway point in my career, or really not even midway, but I mean, trust me, it's going to take a lot, and I'll definitely pretty much be well into my 30s by the time I graduate, but just go over to the UK, get an apartment, rent a house, get a job at a local dental school, and just sort of relax and reset and recoup and think about what's coming in the next 20 years. I'm already thinking about, like, that's a purpose, right? That's a goal, and that's a purpose. My purpose to my patients, providing good care to patients. That's a purpose. Hopefully, I'm inspiring you. In having purpose, you got to have some business going on. Clearly, like you're hearing me say all these things. Like I'm a dentist. I went through a lot of school, a lot of education, a lot of certifications, licensure for that, and that's given me some purpose. That's given me some business. I'm opening up more options with this residency training thing. Like in oral maxillofacial surgery, like I could go and do like an international fellowship and go to flip in like India or China or all these different places, and I could go and experience through this profession. And you don't have to be that to do that. You could be like some sort of sales rep, you name it. I mean, my wife and I, we watched this show called Below Deck. You probably heard of it. Below Deck. And, you know, if I had no idea what I wanted to do in life, if I was 18, 19, I would have considered maybe joining the military. That's one. Maybe the freaking French Foreign Legion. Who knows? That's military. Or maybe, heck, I would have gone and become like a deckhand on a yacht for this show. Like in the vein of this show Below Deck, man. Because they're in the Mediterranean. They're in Australia. They're going to all these places, meeting all these people. And yeah, they're working like dogs. But the thing is, like, they're over in places that people dream of being. And you never know who you're going to meet, what connections you make. Man, that's a purpose. Those people are living. Think about that, man. Think about it. That's part of, like, something I've hinted on my channel about, like, you got to, like, take a big risk. You got to look for your big break and take a big risk. And for some people who are well-traveled in their youth, it's like, hey, that's no big deal. But for some people, like myself, who comes from a very small town, the thought about like going across the world for work and being away from family and friends and what's familiar, that's big, man. That's big. That's a big thing, but that's hard. But that's how you grow. That's how you find purpose. That's how you find the meaning of life, so to speak. Getting uncomfortable, doing those big things. I'm just enjoying my afternoon here in El Paso, and I'm so glad I was able to bring this video to you guys. So I hope that helped. I hope that answered your question. Please shoot me an email. I'm available pretty regularly these days, so maybe I can help you more. So with that, I will leave you. I hope I earned your subscription. I hope I earned your like, and I hope I earned your comment. Let me know what you think below. Until next time.